It is great to see you. Welcome to the Christians in Sport online sports quiz World Cup special. This is Laura. My name's Ian. We're your hosts for this evening, and we're looking forward very much to some fun together in the cold. Laura, it's chilly, isn't it?
It's a good night to be in.
For sure. Lots of training has been cancelled. Lots of matches, they're off as well. So where would you rather be than with a brew or two? Certainly get the kettle on throughout this evening. We'll be going to about 9:30. Get the kettle on, have some hot drinks and settle in. Look, here we go with the World Cup quiz. We know that this World Cup has not been without controversy, for sure, on and off the field. But tonight, we've just got an opportunity to celebrate all things World Cup, past, present, with a quiz. So 4 rounds of the quiz, then we'll be diving into an interview and a talk as well. So lots to look forward to this evening. Laura, just give us some shape. How are we going to play this?
Yeah, so how to play. Watch on YouTube, which you are already doing. So that's great. Welcome. Stay with us. Don't pause it so that you can be live with us throughout the evening. Hopefully you've got your team gathered. We know certainly of a few people gathering in a big room with a few different teams. Perhaps you're just in a living room or even back onto Zoom or some similar platform like that. You're all really welcome. You need to make sure you have a captain, someone to write the answers for your team tonight.
That's pretty crucial, right?
It
so
is.
Choose your captain well.
Yeah, they need to be able to spell, actually, particularly for the last round. So, and you need to go to christiansinsport.org.uk quiz sheet. There you can write your team name, a couple of other questions, and then you'll be ready to go. So do make sure, that's key, that you have a device for your team to be able to submit your answers tonight.
Great, really good. Shape of the evening. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to play 2 rounds of the quiz. Then after that, we're going to have an interview with a guy that's been part of the England coaching setup for a number of years. So look forward to that. Then we're going to have a short break, then 2 more rounds, then a tiebreaker question, because we know that these quizzes in the past, they've been won or lost on the tiebreaker. We always have a number of teams that are top of the pops, right at the top of the league. So then we've got to define it by a tiebreaker question.
It's a good tiebreaker too. It's exciting.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
God, I haven't even seen it.
Oh, well there you go.
And then we've got, you'll submit your answers. You've got to do that. Then we've got a talk from Graham Daniels. I look forward to this because it's really smart, thinking about how sport and faith go together, especially around this time of Christmas and especially around great saves. In fact, the greatest save. So look out for that later on. We'll do the answers. Then we'll announce the winners with a prize, and big prizes again this time, Laura.
I'm very excited by the prizes we've had on these online quizzes. Lanx, what could be won tonight?
Yeah, look at that. That's
Wow.
Awesome, isn't it? It's nearly as big as it's bigger than my head. I was going to say, look, nearly as big. Here we go, a World Cup trophy. So you get sent to you in the post.
Amazing. But that is not all they should be excited about. Am I right?
Well, I'm most excited about
that
this.
is a great.
We've got £100 a voucher to distribute between you and your team, and you can choose. We'll be in touch via email. You can choose what voucher you want. So it could be Amazon voucher. It could be a Decathlon voucher. It could be a Just Eat voucher. So you choose. You decide. We'll have a leaderboard as well, so you can work out if you've not won the trophy and the voucher. You can work out where you have come. It's quite a bit of fun, isn't it? See where you've come. Around hundreds of teams or individuals playing the quiz in this country, in the UK, and further afield as well in the world. So all good. Looking forward to it. Look, what we always say to these quizzes is it's pretty easy to cheat, right?
Well, there's Google. But no, don't.
Well, it's easy to cheat, and we just say cheating doesn't get you anywhere in life, in sport. We know that, so don't do it. Okay, there's just the headline. We trust you, because there are prizes up for grabs. You might be tempted to cheat, but we trust you not to. So don't.
And part of the great excitement of tonight is that we are live with many of you from your location. So do get in touch throughout the evening. If you're on the YouTube stream, you can use the comments feature. Get in touch that way. Let us know how you're finding it. We might even read a few comments along the way. Some people prefer not to see the comments. that's okay. There's a little just hide chat button, or X if you're using a mobile. You can do that. Also, but we'd love to see photos of your team, or if you're in a living room with a few from your sports club, then why don't you send us a picture, tag us on social media, #WorldCupQuiz.
Very
That
good.
would be great to see where you all are.
Very, very good. Of course, you don't have to listen to Laura and I chatting away all night as well. So press the mute button. You might have already done that. You wouldn't even hear us if
what
you
a
have
shame.
done. But of course, we'll just be navigating our way through this, asking the questions, but they'll be on screen for you to follow as well. 30 seconds just for you to catch up with all that we've said, how this quiz is run, how you can join in. So there we go. Get some shape. We'll shut up for 30 seconds just so you've got time to get shape, and then we're ready to go. Is that 30 seconds, Laura?
I don't think it's quite 30 seconds. I think it's all right to give people a little longer, because some people might just be joining. If you have, welcome. You're very welcome. We'll be starting shortly. How to play is there on the screen.
30 seconds up now?
Yeah, probably.
Come on. I can't wait to dive in.
Let's get going.
Shall we? Okay, round one. Look, round one, World Cup trivia. You can't have a good quiz, a good sports quiz, without the first round being World Cup trivia.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. They're going to be questions around past, present, all around the men's FIFA World Cup. That's what we're involved in, and we've been 3 weeks of non-stop men's World Cup football. So that's what it's going to be based on. All right, so there's your headline. 60 seconds per question. So you've got a long time to work it through. Don't just dive in straight away with your first answer and whack it down. Consult with all your team players if you have got some online or in the room. So 60 seconds is a long time to work it through. All ready to roll? I think we're good, aren't we?
Let's go.
Come on then. Let's go. Question one. There it is. Which continent has produced the most World Cup winners? There, look, 50 seconds more. Which continent has produced the most World Cup winners? I think that's a nice, easy one to kick off with.
Yeah,
Laura.
it's good.
You happy with that?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think I know what my answer would be.
Oh, dear. Oh, very good.
Not sure it'd be right, but you know.
Well, at least you got an answer.
Do you think the trivia round, though, does actually normally reveal in the team who really knows their stuff, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a helpful...
Yes, it does.
For that. A few more seconds on question one. Right, question two. What was the name of the dog who famously found the stolen Jules Rimet trophy in 1966? Was the dog called A, Scamp, B, Pickles, C, Spot, or D, Lucky?
I mean, it's the most bizarre question if you've not heard the story, isn't it?
Yeah, go on then. Give us we've got 30 seconds. Can you give it quickly?
Well, I think the story's there in the question. that the World Cup got stolen, and it was all
and
it was in a museum, wasn't it? And someone broke into the museum
in England, obviously, 1966.
There we go. Yeah, and I think Pickles. Oh no, or was it Scamp?
Well, right. I was thinking it was Lucky.
Oh, was it Spot?
Who is the dog?
Right. Very good. Question 3. Are teams more likely to win a penalty shootout if they take first or second statistically?
Ooh, I like it.
So I think this is, remember, it's all World Cup, World Cup stats.
Yeah.
Right?
Not forgotten that yet.
Yeah.
50-50, of course, on this, which helps.
It does help. It does help, for sure.
Oh, penalty shootouts, though. penalties.
Oh, Laura, don't go there. Have you recovered yet?
Oh, it's sad. It was sad.
It was,
I feel
wasn't
sad
it? Yeah.
for
Yeah, it
a
was.
nice team. Yeah,
It's been a good World Cup, though, hasn't it?
it has.
Lots of good, entertaining
Yeah,
football.
and some surprises along the way.
Yeah, that's what's made it so good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, question number 4. Wales made their first appearance since 1958 in Qatar this year. But which country hosted that tournament in 1958? Going back a few years there.
Yeah. Oh, very good. There we go. It's a long time, 60 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure people are making good use of it.
Lots of time. Chat away. Come on, question 5. Look at the screen. See that mascot? Which tournament did this mascot represent?
No. Like it. Reminds me a bit of Sonic the Hedgehog as well, you know?
Yeah,
Right foot forward if it was tapping away.
Yeah. I can see that, Laura. Yeah.
It's not a hedgehog, actually.
What creature is that? Or does that give the game away?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should just leave that as part of the...
Maybe.
It's not a hedgehog, though.
No, it's not a
No.
hedgehog. You know what the mascot looks like in this World Cup? Well, it could be that one.
It could be, I suppose, yeah.
Hmm.
What do you think? Question number 6, then. Which is the only country to win both the men's and women's World Cups? Oh, that's a good one. If you've joined us, by the way, since the start, do make sure you're submitting your answers on the quiz sheet, which is found on our website, sport.org.uk quiz sheet.
Yeah, and what we'll do at the end of this round, we'll give a couple of minutes just to backtrack on all the questions. So if you are coming in late, opportunity to catch up right at the end of this round, and then we're all on the same page going forward to round 2. Good. What do you think so far? Nice and easy, these questions, or?
I think so. I think we are being eased into it.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously a tricky one. Question 6.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good. Question 7. Whose badge is this? Simple.
I wonder
Is
if
it
other
simple?
nations have got a good song about their badge. Did you see the Christmas remake, Lanks, of 3 lions on the shirt?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
Is it good?
I thought it was great. It featured the women, of course, and
Did it? Yeah, okay.
the lionesses.
Very good. I'll look out for it.
Christmas pudding in a bucket of custard. That's one of my best.
Nice.
Worth watching if you've not watched it.
I will.
Anyway, whose badge is this? Question number 8. Sorry, I didn't spot it come on there.
No
Which club team had the most players selected in World Cup squads in 2022? Was it A, Bayern Munich, B, Manchester City, C, Paris Saint-Germain?
Oh, nice.
D, so PSG. That's on. Okay. Or D, Al Sadd.
I like
Did I
the
get
French expression. No, that was good, Laura. That.
Oh, I was
You
never very
see?
good at French actually.
No, very good.
Oh.
PSG, I would have said.
PSG. I mean,
probably,
that's how the kids call it, isn't it?
yeah.
I feel
Good
like
question, that though.
All the kids at my son's school seem to support PSG.
Good question, because you look at those clubs and you think, oh, there's a lot of players from all of those clubs, I reckon.
But which had the most?
Good question. Okay, we're rattling through the quiz, the first round. Let's go to question 9. Look at the screen carefully. You might have to get really close up to the screen. Have a look at this. England reached the semi-finals in 2018. Who is missing from their starting lineup? Can you see that? Just in front of Jordan Henderson, there's a space there, right? So who needs to fill that space? There's a little ball next to Kieran Trippier. That's when he scored his free kick.
Oh. Very good.
Yeah, look at that. Good question.
Yeah, I like that. And it's great to think 4 years on, we've still got a lot of the same players, really.
Well, all the defenders and the goalkeeper the same. Yeah. Yeah, they're up, yeah.
Right, we're coming up now to our last question of this round. What is the most popular dominant colour of home kit at Qatar 2022?
I think it's you got to break this down to 3, haven't you?
Yeah, I like this question. You know, perhaps if you're someone that doesn't know the names of players as much, but you kind of, it's often on in the background in your home. Maybe there's some people kind of listening in the living room today, but they don't think. I bet you have something to say about this, because what's the dominant colour that you've seen coming off the screens?
Yeah, but the issue is as well. The issue is that when they're playing away kits, you just got to be careful with the question with away kits.
Yeah, good. Picking up the detail.
There we are. That is the end of round 1. Look, you get 2 minutes now. The first minute to look at the first 5 questions. So if you're just joining us, there are the questions, and you can fill in your answer sheet with those questions. But hurry up in doing this, because we all need to be on the same page going into round 2 in about 90 seconds' time. So crack on. And look, if you've done them and you just need to go over them again, then of course this is a good time to make sure that you've got the right answers. Well, hopefully the right answers anyway. Very good. Good round, World Cup trivia to start us off with. Very good round.
We've got 4 rounds for you tonight, if you're recently joining with us. So 3 more to go.
Very good. Look, there we go. There's the second 5 questions. So questions 6 to 10 from round 1. Do make sure you've got an answer to all of those. Look, even if you don't know the answer, it's just worth always a gamble. Put anything down, isn't it? You just never know.
And do share your comments as well. We would encourage you to do that. We'd love to know how you're getting on, where you are, who you're with. Take a picture. Hashtag World Cup quiz to our social media.
Yeah, there we go.
Let us know maybe how you found that round.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll definitely be sharing a few comments.
Oh, very good. Look, it's generous in this round, isn't it? Because we don't do this in any other round, go over the questions. So it's just round 1, just in case we've got a few latecomers.
There we go then. We're going to go into round 2. This is World Cup numbers. Okay, so 20 numbers are going to scroll along the bottom of your screen. And the answer to each of the questions is one of those numbers. So they'll just keep scrolling. There they are. You need to choose from one of those numbers. And a number can't be used twice.
Right.
So you'll be eliminating numbers with each question, which should
Okay.
help. Should we go?
Good.
All
I
right.
think it's yeah, I mean, you've got those numbers there. It's fairly self-explanatory, isn't it?
It's
Question
question 1.
Yeah, come on then, let's go.
Before Qatar, how many different nations have won a World Cup? How many different nations have won a World Cup?
Remember, you don't need to guess a number out of thin air.
Mhm.
It's one of those numbers. It is definitely one of those numbers.
Yeah.
Good bit of a tester to begin with, question 1.
It is
Do
actually,
you think?
yeah.
Bit of a tester. Let's go to question 2. How many players are allowed in a World Cup squad this year?
Ooh. Okay.
Cast your mind back to about, what was it, 2 weeks before when they were announcing the
See, it's quite challenging. Quite a lot of these numbers are close, aren't they, to each other?
Yes.
It's not like, there's just one in the
No.
30s, 20s, 10s. It's quite a choice there.
Yeah. Good, very good.
So was that different, Lanx?
Yeah, it's changed.
Okay.
Changed, yeah.
Mm.
I can't give any more away than that, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, very good.
Question number 3. How many nations will participate in the next World Cup, which is to be held in the USA, Canada, and Mexico? How many nations will participate in the next World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico?
Mm.
Of course, quite a bit of chat about this as well, really.
Yeah. This threw me, this did. I didn't realise this until quite recently.
Right.
So I think they're still working out how they're going to do it. So it'd be interesting to see.
We will. And in 3 places.
Yeah.
That's quite a distance to travel
It
between
is,
your
isn't
games, isn't it?
Very different from
Potentially.
Qatar, obviously, which is in quite a short mile radius, isn't it? Well, fairly. This, you've got thousands of miles in between games.
Quite the contrast.
Yeah, well, let's go. Question 4. How many nations have hosted both the men's and women's World Cups? How many nations have hosted both men's and women's World Cups? It's good to see our ladies' game doing so well.
Absolutely,
our ladies' team doing so well, isn't
The
it?
Lionesses are, they made us all very proud this summer, didn't they?
Oh, didn't they? Brilliant.
As have the men's team, and good to see so much coverage of both.
Yeah. Yeah, good place.
Cool. Question number 5. So, including Qatar 2022, how many nations have competed in the World Cup tournament since its first inception? In the World Cup tournament.
Yeah, so that's not qualifiers.
Yeah.
Just in tournament football.
Very good, as you like to say.
Very good. Not just good.
Very good.
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, it's got to be a big number, hasn't it? Not giving too much away, but it's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Good. Come on, let's go to question 6. The England World Cup squad had players representing how many different clubs that they have played for in the 22-23 season? Okay. You get that, Laura? So the England World Cup squad players representing how many different clubs that they're currently playing for?
Interesting. Good question. And they're going to be fairly quick back into it, aren't they? Is it when are the first Premiership games?
Boxing Day, I think, isn't it? Which obviously wouldn't have been that long if
a little bit more
England got
rest
through to the final.
than they had wanted. Yeah, it's true. And all flew back into the snow, no doubt.
Oh yeah, this morning I think they arrived, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. No doubt you're rattling them off in your team right now.
Yeah,
if there's a few of you in the room.
Of all the players, aren't you?
Have we got them all?
Yeah, very good.
Right, question number 7. How many nations have appeared in World Cup final matches?
Okay, so that is the final. It's not finals. That is the final of the World Cup.
Yeah, the final.
Yeah,
the final match.
How many different nations? Wow, I'll be guessing that, Laura.
Yeah, again, I think there's going to be a lot of this going on. And some of these, people kind of really. I was counting my fingers, just working out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a few more than fingers, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you could use one hand a few times, obviously, when you kind of find.
Of course you could, yeah.
How many times?
Very good. Say, question 8, including Qatar, how many World Cup tournaments have taken place?
Ooh. So there's a few things to factor in here. When did it start? Have there ever been any tournaments that didn't take place? Like, of course, we didn't have the Euros when we were meant to have them because of the pandemic.
Yeah, sure. That kind of thing.
Has been any disruption?
Yeah.
How many in total?
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like you'd know that like that?
No, not like that. No, I'd have to work it. I'd need a room full of smart people to work that out.
Good amount of counting in this round. I think it's
It's the numbers round, isn't it?
It's good for any kind of stats kind of mathematician.
Yeah, they love this. Yeah. Good. 2 more questions left.
How many World Cups did Pele win? Oh, the great Pele. I think he's going to be featuring a little bit later.
Yeah, you'll see him a bit later on.
In Graham's talk,
in the talk.
And of course, there was a bit of chat about him earlier on in the tournament, so it was good to see that he, no doubt, has been enjoying the games to a certain extent.
I know. It's a turn up for the books, wasn't it, when Brazil went? It
was, yeah.
But you said it before. Then that's probably what's made the World Cup so exciting, is that the upsets along the way, rather than that. That team always wins and always gets.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think seeing Morocco in the semi-final is
brilliant.
Really exciting.
Brilliant.
So, coming up to our final question.
Question 10. Before Qatar 2022, how many penalty shootouts have there been in World Cup knockout matches?
Oh,
I mean, that's
a massive question.
Yeah, but that's just you've got to be looking at those numbers. Process of elimination now.
Of course.
And thinking, right.
Yeah, and might take that.
What are we going to look at? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and quite a few numbers there, obviously, that you won't be using. More than 10 numbers, so that's made it a bit trickier for you, perhaps. But
are you a fan of penalty shootouts?
Oh no, I just think it's all too emotional. Actually, at that point, this doesn't seem fair.
Why?
The pressure. I don't know. It feels like somehow there should be.
You've got to sort it out, haven't you?
I don't know. People to decide on the basis of their performance and the. No, you.
Well, I'll leave you thinking about how fair a penalty shootout is, Laura. That is the end of round 2. How are you doing? How are you getting on? What do you think so far? We're going to have a bit of a brain break from the quiz for a moment, because now we're going to an interview with a guy called Michael Johnson, who's been part of the England coaching setup for a number of years. Listen out for how Michael intertwines his faith and his sport, how his faith impacts his sport, how his sport impacts his faith. Listen carefully, because it's a great story of how Michael trusts in the Lord Jesus and how he lives that faith out in the top level of sport. So let's have a watch.
I think my faith has really helped me to understand that if for 90 minutes you're a footballer, but behind the 90 minutes, behind the shirt, once you take the shirt off, that person's first and foremost is a human being. And I think as human beings, we all go through emotions. And so whilst you might put that shirt on and feel like a hero and a superhero, you're going to have to take it off. And a lot of players dread the day when they have to take it off for good, because they lose a lot of power that comes as associated with that shirt. So now you're dealing with the human being, the person. And I think it's important that we remember all the time that this person is the same as you, who has emotions, has fears, has doubts, anxiety. And it is a real high when you're playing, but then it's the low. And that's where we try and help them in terms of building back up their self-confidence, their self-worth. You're not just a footballer, you have got something now to offer the world.
Jono, that's fascinating. The shirt analogy, brilliant. So when players have to take that shirt off for good, that's a drama moment, a dramatic period in life. Straight back at you then, when you knew the shirt was coming off for good, tell us when that was and what role your alternative vision of self, your Christian faith, had in this.
I likened it to like when you love somebody, or you have a real devout love, and that's all you've seen yourself with or to have, and then that gets ripped away from you. And I likened it to that experience, that there's nothing that you can do with your career, because there comes a time and there comes an age where you're at where it's on the downward spiral. And once that gets tugged away from you, then who are you if you don't have your faith? Because your identity is in, I'm a footballer. This is all I've known. Once that curtain gets drawn and it's the last time you wear that shirt, then there's a real battle about who you are now. And if you don't have a real comfortableness in who you are, for me it was around my faith, then you go on for the next seasons, years, still defining yourself as a former footballer, but you're not comfortable about, okay, who are you though? That's in your past. Who are you now? Because you're still attached to that Saturday afternoon, to that shirt, but you're no longer playing the sport. And so there's a real challenge issue around the identity of a football player once they're coming out the game, and the comfortableness to really say, this is me.
Give us a couple of moments then on actually coming to a faith during a playing career, because it used to be quite unusual. It's pretty normal now in football. Yeah. There's so many people of Christian faith and indeed other faiths in professional football. The taking the shirt off part as a younger man, how did your faith emerge in professional soccer?
I was always aware of my faith. Came from a real Christian upbringing with my grandparents. They were Pentecostal churchgoers, and as a youngster, there was no, you might be going, you are going. And that was good, but it also carried its own resentment a little bit. As I started to go through my teen years, I started to not rebel, but football's on a Sunday morning. I'm going to go football now. I'm old enough. I'm not a young toddler anymore where I have to be, looked after. And so I left the church environment, but I was always aware. And then as you go through your career, you get caught up in the world. And I was around 29, 30 when I signed for Derby County. And me and somebody that we know very well, Darren Moore, I'm sure you'd be fine with me mentioning this, we roomed together. And Darren was really strong and in terms of his faith, and me and him would have discussions. And over the course of the seasons, those discussions really started to touch me in a way that I started to come back into the church environment. And remember speaking to Darren, and Darren was really good in terms of helping me in the walk with football, never judged me, but always used to drop a word in. And over a period of time, a couple of seasons, those words started to really take a hold and impact my life for the good. And then I decided it's time I returned back to what I knew as a toddler, but it drifted away. And it was so special when I went back and gave my life to Christ again. And I've never looked back since.
Well, great to hear a bit from Michael Johnson there. We are halfway through the quiz, so it's a good time for a break. I'll give you the chance to pop to the toilet or have a brew if that is something you'd like. 5 minutes for you to do whatever you need to do in that time, have a bit of a chat, and then we'll be back together.
Perfect, Laura. I'm off to put the kettle on.
All right.
See you later.
Countdown's on.
Good to see you. Hopefully you're all back in the room. Do call those guys through that are not yet in place, back in their seats again on the sofa. Get them back in because we're kicking off again. Laura, we've had a couple of comments saying, well, more than a couple of comments, haven't we?
Yeah.
Look at Fred Menigos. We know Fred. And look, he's rubbing it in a little bit, Fred, isn't he? Good to see you guys. Cheers from France. There he is. He lives in Paris.
Yeah.
Well, all the best to you, Fred.
Oh, it's all still a bit fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a rascal, isn't he?
That's a bit more like it. Jack, good evening from Snowy Maidstone. I love quizzes.
So he's playing FIFA as he's doing the quiz. Fair play to him.
Multitasking.
Look at Alex. Surely we're all Argentina now that England is out. I don't think you'll find many England fans that are supporting Argentina, do you?
I don't,
No.
to be honest.
No,
After a bit of, yeah. Morocco, as I said, I buy my coffee from a nice guy from Morocco. And I'm very much with him now.
Oh, yeah.
Me,
Free coffees?
Cinnamon buns, actually. Yeah.
Free cinnamon buns?
Free cinnamon buns.
Oh, fair play.
Anyway, you're probably back in the room now and not wanting to know that.
No, well, there we go.
We've got 2 more rounds of quiz.
Yeah. Round 3 is a good one. It's called the odd one out. So here's what you're going to see. You're going to see 4 answers, and we'll give you the category as well. And 3 of the answers fit the category. You've just got to tell us what the odd one out is, right? So quite simple. I think, you see the description on the screen there. I think we're ready to play.
You say quite simple, but I do find you have to kind of just say that again, you know?
No, but I think, the concept's simple. But when let's go. Question 1. Nations which have hosted the World Cup. You see Switzerland, Sweden, Hungary, and Chile. Obviously, you're looking for the one country that has not hosted the World Cup.
The odd one
all right.
out.
Yeah, so I didn't mean that the questions were simple, Laura, because I don't think that's a simple question.
No, not simple.
No,
I know, but I was saying I think I need to go, oh, yeah, so wait, 3, 1, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
That probably is simple, but
yeah, get it.
For me, it just has, it's like a kind of brain twister. A, B, C, or D? Question 2 is coming up. Golden Boot winners. So 3 of those guys have won the Golden Boot.
Mm-hmm.
Who has not? Got some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I know what the answer is. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. And clear that it's the Ronaldo of Brazilian fame.
Yeah. I mean, he was some player. Some hairstyle as well, actually.
What was his hairstyle?
Well, he changed it a bit, but one famous one where he had it very short on top, I think, and long on the sides.
Okay, good haircuts.
Yeah.
With the Brazilians.
Right, let's go. Question 3. England managers who managed at a World Cup. So you're looking for the manager that didn't manage at the World Cup. Is it A, Terry Venables, B, Sven-Goran Eriksson, C, Glenn Hoddle, or D, Roy Hodgson?
What do you think about Southgate? Do you think he'll
Well,
stick around?
It's a great question, isn't it? Well, he's done great, hasn't he?
I hope he does, yeah.
He's done great for the national
They seem,
team.
yeah, all great pals. I like that. Good manager, strong team.
Yeah.
No,
So we'll
that's just-
see. We'll
Yeah,
see,
we
won't
will.
we? Yeah. He's always measured, isn't he, Gareth Southgate? So he'll take his time in thinking through it, but we'll see. We'll see what he does.
Question 4. So players who never played in a World Cup.
So there are 3 that never played in a World Cup.
And there's one
that did.
that did, yeah.
Yeah.
Some great footballing names on there.
Bum, 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 bum. Good question. Let's go to question 5. Players who have scored in a World Cup final. Paul Pogba, Andreas Iniesta, Luka Modric, and Marco Materazzi. Oh, yeah. So, 3 of them have scored in a World Cup final. One has not. Which one hasn't?
So who do you think will be in the final, Thanks?
This final? Well, I do think France will be in the final. And I don't know. Croatia, Argentina is a hard one.
Yeah.
Very hard to call.
I'm sure some people might share their views on comments.
Yeah.
But we'll be watching. Question 6. Nations who have been in more than one final. 3 of those nations have been in more than one final. So which has only made it into one?
Very good. Excellent. Question 7. African quarter-finalist at World Cups. We've got Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, and Egypt. Which of the 4 have not been African quarter-finalists? Stray Malteser there, Laura.
Yeah. We had some Maltesers in the break.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's been good to follow the success of Morocco, hasn't it? Such a great kind of buzz, I think, around there. Certainly where I am in London, people have been, the Moroccan community have been gathering in masse.
Do you think you wouldn't?
Big screens.
You wouldn't be going on about it so much unless you bought your coffee from a
I'm brought
Moroccan.
into it by him. It's true, and obviously England aren't in anymore, so got to support someone. I think. Question 8. Players who haven't scored in a World Cup.
So World Cup, just the tournament stage.
That's right.
Right. Do you not want to read them out?
Yeah, sorry, they were there. Frank Lampard, A. B. Karim Benzema.
Yeah.
C. Luis Figo.
Yeah.
And D. Zlatan.
Very good. That's all he's known as, really. So you don't
Well,
don't bother about his second name, Laura. That's fine. Very
so
good.
who has scored in a World Cup?
Yeah. Very good. Good. Racing through round 3. Question 9. Nations who won the World Cup as hosts. So we've got France, Italy, Argentina, or Brazil.
I like it. Okay.
So there's one country who has not won it as hosts. guess that was
All
the
winners,
only...
though.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
guess that was a little issue, wasn't it, with Qatar going out so early? You maybe lose a bit of the vibe from the nation that's holding the
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah. Well, you can imagine it must be amazing to win when you're hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, good home support. And gutting when you don't, if you get to the...
Yeah. Yeah, it works both ways, right?
So our final question 10, nations who have never qualified for a World Cup. 3 of those nations have never qualified for a World Cup. 1 has. A, Finland, B, Zambia, C, New Zealand, D, Kenya. I must admit, Lanx, I don't think I'm clear on quite how the qualifying, all works out. When does it start? Is it a couple of years away?
Oh, what, for the World
Yeah.
Cup? Well, I don't think none of us know because they haven't
Okay.
quite worked it out.
What for the... Okay, it's changing.
Yeah,
obviously.
for 2026,
as
isn't it?
the
That's the
numbers.
next World Cup. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do know that the Euros starts in March. So, I mean, it's so quick, isn't it? Off you go again for the men's team.
In fact, my son's got tickets. He was given a ticket for the England-Ukraine game in March at Wembley.
Oh, great.
There you go.
So the friendly.
That's their...
Is that? Oh, no, for
No,
the
first
actual
qualifying,
first
yeah.
qualifier. Oh, good. There we are, Laura. That is the end of round 3. Good round. We've got one final round coming up.
Bit of a favourite, I think, this round for me at all the quizzes that we do. Perhaps you love it or hate it, but it is an emoji round. Emoji World Cup stars.
Yeah.
You have to say what you see.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Yeah.
When you write this in to your quiz sheet, we want full names and capital letters.
Yeah, it says it all there, doesn't it? Follow the screen. You're right. Right.
But if you've not seen this round before, why don't we have got a bit of an example to work through with you.
Okay.
So let's see that. 3 emojis.
Yeah.
Say what you see, Lance.
Yeah, it will.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, we know the answer to this, don't we?
Yeah.
But let's work it through.
Yeah.
Because that's a foot.
I'm seeing a foot, kind of.
But there's toes there as well. And then there's a leg, but it's pointing out knee. So
knee.
Tony.
That's our first name. Bit of a space, so we know that there's a kind of distinction.
So last name.
And then a boat.
Could be a ship.
Could be a ferry.
Could be.
We might be looking for a bit more detail on this one.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean,
big ship.
Just play around, isn't it? Play around, throw it out.
It's a bit nice. It's a Cruz.
There we go. German midfielder, Tony Cruz. That's what we're looking for. And
that is it.
And what players and coaches from this year's World Cup in Qatar.
Yeah. Emoji World Cup stars round.
Great.
Say what you see. We're a bit sad we can't watch the teams working this out. It's quite fun, dynamic.
Good. It's good watching.
But over to you.
Yeah.
With the first one. Here we go. Say what you see.
Laura, there's not much chat to be had in these questions, really, because you can't give anything away for this, right? No hints, no help.
No. You'll be all bouncing off each other right now, no doubt. Yeah.
Or if you're playing on your own, which you could be, just a bit of quiet, work it through.
Just work it through. Say what you see. Try different variations. I mean, it's a round that often inspires me for my use of emojis, though. I didn't know there were quite so many emojis out there, Langs.
But I mean, it's very rarely you'd use those kind of emojis in any sort of message.
Although you know what you're not in one of those WhatsApp groups where there's a sort of emoji lover. Some people write almost entirely in emojis. Question number 2. There it is.
I mean, that third one there, if that is an emoji, is that a proper emoji?
Well, of course, this is the emoji round.
I've not seen that emoji.
Maybe people need to test it out. Try and write it in your messages to get what it is. I mean, what is it? Is it a worm? Wiggling in a pond?
A worm? Oh, Laura.
Oh, there's just more emojis out there than you could possibly imagine. If they hadn't muted us already, they're probably muting us in this round,
listen,
aren't
I would have muted you long ago.
they? Okay. Very good.
Oh dear. It's question 3.
Oh. Do you use that emoji much in your
Which one?
any number? just nipping around the corner on your moped, or just nipping to the toilet.
I mean, I don't think I've ever used the toilet emoji. Have you?
No. But maybe I might. It's quicker to do that than write the word toilet, isn't it?
Why would you write the word toilet?
In fact, it takes a long time to browse through the emojis. That is why I don't use them very much.
Oh dear!
You have to pick the theme, right?
Oh, Laura, please.
2 more seconds on this, and then it's gone. Question 4. Ooh. You got many thoughts on that one?
It's a good one, that. I like it. Just got to get the first name, then off you go.
Okay. Of course, don't forget, these are all stars from Qatar. These are players or managers at the World Cup.
Right. Right. So you're not thinking past World Cup stars?
No, we're very present.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
There's question 5.
So much you could say, isn't it?
Yeah, time for another Malteser for me.
That's now the last Malteser.
It is, yeah. It was just.
Isn't there something about saving your last Malteser for people?
Oh, that's a different sweet. You could have had it. It was rolling around there for a long time.
It's okay. I'm happy for you to have it.
They're good, these, aren't they?
They are good. When you get it.
Yeah.
Question number 6. Or when you're hosting a live quiz and you see people in the room, get it. Oh, that's a good moment.
It is good because they're thrilled when
faces light up.
It just makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope that's going on.
Absolutely. That's what we hope.
People's living rooms and
yeah.
We think there are a number of people that have joined together, so they're in one room. So I think up to 40 we've got in one room, one big room,
brilliant,
and maybe about 6 different teams. So there's people playing like that.
Yeah. Do you remember? If you haven't already, we'd love to see where you are. Take a picture, perhaps. Hashtag World Cup quiz.
Yeah.
And at the end of this evening, once we've got the answers, we'll be able to tell you exactly the number of teams you have been competing against.
Yeah, very good.
How big this big World Cup quiz online is, and the competition and the stakes, of course, are high.
Yeah, they are.
We've got a trophy and we've got £100.
Huge. There's question 7 for you.
Guess we're on question 7, where we really are running out of things to say in the emoji round, really, aren't we?
You don't need to say anything, Laura. Not in these questions. I think I said that in question 1.
Question 8.
See, there'll be some teams that need every single second.
Yeah.
So the less distraction they get from our comments, the better. There'll be others that 5 seconds, they've got it straight away. And then they're just...
let's not distract them then, shall we?
But then they're just looking for decent banter.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sorry. Question 9. Say what you see.
Doesn't always quite work like that, though, does it?
With a bit of kind of wriggle room.
Because then you'd be saying tomato, horse, yogurt pot.
Yeah. Well, is it a horse? Could it be a donkey? I don't know. Tomato donkey. It doesn't work either. But, it gets you on the way if you say what you see. And start debating it, maybe.
Yeah, you've got to keep saying the different versions that it could be.
Yeah. Is it just a yogurt? I mean, I don't know anyone with the surname yogurt. Let's be honest.
Oh, dear.
So I think it's not yogurt, even though that's what I see.
No, I think you're right there, Laura. And here's question 10, the final question of the final round.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
We've got here.
Make sure you get an answer. Just pop an answer down.
I do have something to add here. I do think that the emoji round is the round that can keep on giving, because as you go your separate ways tonight as a team, you could just keep on giving each other some emoji challenges.
Yeah, I see that.
If you wanted.
I think they bring out the best chat in the night, don't they? As people debate
what they see.
Exactly what the famous footballer or coach.
Yeah. Or manager.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's not quite it, though.
Oh.
We do have a tiebreaker. We mentioned that at the start. Lots of you are playing, which is really exciting. But so the chance of a number of you having the winning score is high. We needed a tiebreaker before for second place as well. So you'll see there's a space on your sheet for a tiebreaker. It's question 41. So the question's going to come up on the screen, and you just have to give it your best shot, and whoever gets closest to the correct number will win. How many goals in total have been scored in all World Cups before Qatar 2022?
Very good.
It's a massive question.
Yeah, very, very. It is a good question.
Which we're told you can't Google, so please don't try. But obviously,
no point.
we've been clear about that.
Yeah, we said that.
And if we have a tie, then it could come down to this.
How are you breaking this down? Well, if you know how many World Cups have happened, then you go, what's the average amount of goals that's scored in a World Cup? And then you're off, see? So you probably
would you know the average number of goals in a World Cup? Yeah, more likely to get,
I reckon, yeah. Or give or take.
Yeah. Ooh. So are we in the hundreds of the thousands? Probably the latter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good question, but I think you can get close to working it out. Look, we've got 2 minutes, therefore, 2 minutes for you to get get your answers sorted and submit your answers to make you eligible for the prize. So it'd be the worst thing for you to get all the way to this point and have filled out all the answers, but then not to click submit in the next 90 seconds, because you won't be in it to win it, as they say. So we're going to give you 90 seconds. We're not going to do much chatting in those 90 seconds, just to make sure that you're on top of that and you're working it out, and then you're pressing submit. Please click submit.
Clear.
Good. Look, just over a minute to go. When we get all the answer sheets in, then we'll work through the results, and it means then we can announce the winners a little later. So do submit your answers. Quick.
Last few seconds. Press that button.
Come on, you should have all have pressed click. 5 seconds left. There we go. Laura, that's it for the quiz. We'll come back to the answers in a moment. But it just gives us an opportunity once the guys are working through the scores, and we'll come up with the answers, and we'll do the leaderboard. That'll all come. But it gives us an opportunity to think more clearly about something that Christians in sport exist for, is to speak of Jesus and the hope that Jesus brings and the saving work of Jesus, especially to sports people. So let's watch a talk by Graham Daniels in situ, and it's good. I think you'll like it. Listen carefully about the greatest save. Okay, so we've seen loads of saves and football. We'll talk a bit about that in the video, but look out for the greatest save. All right, no more on that. You watch carefully, and we'll come back in at the end of it.
Mexico 1970, the group stages. Reigning world champions England play the best team in the world, Brazil. Brazilian samba flair versus England's wholehearted defence. The scene is one of the World Cup's most memorable moments. Pelé in his 4th World Cup, man marked tightly, all game until.
That's dangerous. Gardiner. Already left over standing. Pelé! What a save! God thanks! Take that out of the net.
What an amazing moment. They call it the greatest save in World Cup history. And you know what happens, don't you, in sport and life? When something remarkable happens, we talk about it forever. But on the other hand, 52 years isn't forever. 2,000 years ago, 2,000 years, Jesus was born. And today, loads of people know about him. Most of the world knows something about him, and millions of people worship him as their God, their Savior, their leader, and their friend. Why? Well, the answer is that what Jesus did has stood the test of time. In fact, you could say it is the greatest save in human history. In the Christmas story, when Mary's having a baby, her husband Joseph is strongly instructed that he must call the child Jesus. And the reason is that the name Jesus literally means saves from sins. This is something I think we could explore a little bit further. During the World Cup, we've seen so much concern over human rights issues, division, discrimination, injustice. But we know such brokenness extends way beyond this World Cup. The problems of division, discrimination, and injustice constantly confront us all, and we long for something more, something better. There is a nagging feeling that all is not right. So what if the problem begins with us? What if we look at ourselves rather than pointing the finger at other people? Remember, Jesus will save us from sin. So here's the question: what is sin? Think of it like this: small s, small n, massive I in the middle. I'm center stage. God is not, and no one else is. The big I. Here's the problem now. This is a rebellion against God. This behavior is a rejection of our Creator. The Bible is absolutely clear that God is just, and He must and will judge wrongdoing. When you think about it, of course, that's a relief, because we can't bear it when people do things that everybody knows is wrong and they get away with it. It's quite right that justice should be done. And the Bible is very clear that God will make sure that justice is done when everybody's life is over. It'll all be done fair and square, which sounds great until it dawns on us that that means He must judge us. Now that's a problem. How do we get out of that? Well, this is where our story is amazing. Jesus saves from sins. Jesus saves from the big I who is unjust and wrong. The amazing thing about the Christian story is that God sent His own Son into the world out of unbelievable love for us as creatures and rebel creatures. And His Son dies on a cross to take the punishment we deserve for our rebellion against God. This is a remarkable thing that God has done. "50 years ago, Gordon Banks made the greatest save the World Cup has ever seen. 2,000 years ago, Jesus made the greatest save in history. He was born, He lived a perfect life. He was executed on a cross outside of Jerusalem. He smashed the grave and He returned to heaven. And He promised that one day He will return. And on that day when He returns, for those who have refused to accept His offer of salvation, who have rejected His willingness to take the punishment on their behalf, they will be banished from His presence. On the other hand, for those who acknowledge that He is their Savior, that they needed His help, that He died on their behalf, that He took the punishment they deserve, they will live with Him forever. This Christmas, will you join millions of sports people around the world in celebrating the greatest save in history? That Jesus Christ is your God, Savior, leader, and friend.
There we are. Hopefully you enjoyed that, but not just enjoyed it, thought-provoking, to think around a little bit more around the Christian faith, especially as we head into Christmas time. All good, Laura. We've got unfinished business here. We've got the answers to work through before we announce the winners. So should we do that? Do you want to kick us off with round one?
Let's
answers?
go back to the World Cup trivia.
Let's go.
So which continent has produced the most World Cup winners? It is Europe. Question 2, what was the name of the dog who stole the Jules Rimet trophy in 66? Was it Pickles? Did Lanks give it away?
I never gave that away.
Well, sort of. Okay, question number 3. Are teams more likely to win a penalty shootout if they take first or second statistically? Maybe you debated that one. The answer is first.
Good. Question 4. Wales made their first appearance in 1958. Which country hosted that tournament? I think it was Sweden. Yes, it was. Great. Question 5. Which tournament did this mascot represent? Armadillo, I think it was.
Yeah, not a hedgehog.
Laura.
Made that clear.
There we
It
go.
was, of
Brazil.
course, Brazil.
2014, that was. Question 6. Which is the only country to win both men's and women's World Cups? Who is this? Germany. There we are. Germany.
Question number 7. Whose badge is this? Perhaps one of our easier questions. It was Canada.
Very good.
Question number 8. Which club team had the most players selected in the World Cup squad in 2022? Great question. I think quite an even split, perhaps, on what you might have thought. But the answer is Bayern Munich. Question number 9. Right, England reached the semi-finals in 2018. So who was missing from the starting lineup? I wonder if you got this. It was a bit of a tricky one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Ashley Young.
Ashley Young, wow.
There he is.
Really, tricky one. Very tricky, that one.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known that. And finally, question 10. What is the most popular dominant colour of home kits at Qatar 2022? I thought red. You thought blue. Red.
I thought blue.
I thought that's what you said. So anyway, well, the answer's red. Let's go on to round 2.
Very good. Round 2, World Cup numbers. Let's have a look at these. Question 1. Before Qatar, how many different nations have won a World Cup? It's got to be in double figures, I think. No, it's only 8. There we are. Question 2. How many players are allowed in a World Cup squad this year? This did change, didn't it? Can you remember? 26. Question 3. How many nations will participate in the next World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico? It is 48, not the 32.
Massive step up. No, it will be really interesting to see how that works.
Very good.
How many nations have hosted both the men's and the women's World Cups? It's 4. USA, France, Sweden, and Germany. Including Qatar 2022, this is question 5. How many nations have competed in the World Cup since its first inception? Massive. And it was one of the biggest numbers you could have chosen from. 80 was the answer.
Good.
And then question 6, the England World Cup squad had players representing how many different clubs that have played, that they have played for in this 22 to 23 season? It is 11, Lanks.
Very good. Very good. Everton, Newcastle, Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, Man City, Dortmund, Chelsea, West Ham, and Leicester City.
Yeah.
That's the England
Very
squad. Let's go. Question 7. How many nations have appeared in World Cup final matches?
That was, yeah.
This is double figures, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Must be.
Look.
13, only just 13. Question 8. Including Qatar, how many World Cup tournaments have taken place?
That was when you had to do some real counting back. I think
This
the
is like
first
1930, I think, in the
1930.
30s, yeah.
But not in the World War II time.
And
22.
22.
This is
Okay,
the
very
moment in
good.
living rooms across everyone's going, oh,
Yeah, well, I wish we put that. Question 9. How many World Cups did Pele win? 2 or 3, we thought here.
Great to see him in that.
3. There we go. And question 10, before Qatar 2022, how many penalty shootouts have there been? Loads, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
We're into
You'd never really been able
tens.
to guess that.
30.
But 30.
30 is the answer. Very good. Come on then, round 3.
Okay, round 3 answers. So question 1, nations which have hosted the World Cup. So which was the odd one out? Which hasn't hosted the World Cup? It is Hungary. Question 2, who's the odd one out when it comes to being a Golden Boot winner? Christian Vieri. Vieri.
But close.
Question 3, England managers who managed at a World Cup. Well, 3 of them did, but 1 didn't, and that was Terry Venables.
Yes, it was. Very good. Okay, question 4. Players who never played in a World Cup. Okay, so we're looking for the one who did. Who was it? It was, I think, B. No,
D.
it was Mo
Mo
Salah.
Salah.
Wow. Players who have scored in a World Cup final. Who hasn't? Oh, Luka Modric. I know he's played in a final, but he hasn't scored. There we go. Question 6. Nations who have been in more than one final. So there's one that hasn't. And it is Spain. Turn up for the books.
So, been in 1-1-1.
There we go. Off you go.
Like it, African quarterfinalists at the World Cup. So 3 of them have, and 1 hasn't. Egypt hasn't been in the quarterfinals. And of course, you could add Morocco to that number now. Question 8. Players who haven't scored in a World Cup. Karim Benzema.
Benzema.
Hasn't scored. Question 9. Nations who won the World Cup as hosts. What an amazing thing that must be. 3 of them have, but believe it or not, the one that hasn't
Brazil.
is Brazil.
That's
They've won 5.
They've won 5,
but they
never
famously
won it.
didn't
in
win
Brazil.
as hosts.
Yeah.
Okay, and question 10. Nations who have never qualified for a World Cup. That was
the one that has.
C. Oh, 3.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Very good. Good. Last round then. Let's go through the emoji answers. Question 1. What do you get for this? Key and ran. Kieran, we think.
You might think map.
Yeah.
What you need a map for a trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Right, we're not doing that for every.
No, Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier. Question 2. What do you go with? This is good. It wasn't a worm. It was the Loch Ness monster.
Of course.
Nessie. So Wayne. Hennessy.
Wayne.
That's good. That I like that. Question 3. We've got Lou and Luca.
Very
and
good.
then Modric.
We've had him again.
Yeah, we have Luka Modric.
He's featured twice tonight. Okay.
Very good.
Question 4. Angel Dice.
Yes, Die.
Maria. There it
Angel
is.
Di Maria. Very good. I like that.
Next one. Question 5 was Thiago Silva.
Yeah. Easy if you got the last name.
Thiago Silva. Good. Question 6. Antoine.
One.
Greece.
Like
Greece flag. Griezmann.
Very good. I like that. Let's go. Question 7. Who we got here? T. There's a T-bow. T-bow, I think.
That's it. T-shirt, bow.
And then court. We're in a court there. Core 3. Courtois.
Yeah, testing your languages there a bit.
There we go. Very good.
Sometimes say you have to think a bit out of the.
Yeah, you do.
It's not as straightforward.
No, it's not. Question 8. Where do we go? Brew, I think that is. Bruno. Fernandes. And then there's a mountain. Fernandes. Andes. Very good. I like that one.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Question 9. Well, Tom Ass. It's an ass.
Yeah.
Tom Ass. Muller.
Yeah.
German striker.
No
Very
birthday,
good.
you know
That's
older.
easy.
Yeah.
Very good. And question 10. Hansi Flick.
Very good.
He's a coach at the World Cup.
Well, there you go. You might think what you got. Don't forget the tiebreaker, and I think the tiebreaker has featured in working out our results tonight. So, how many goals in total have been scored in all World Cups and before Qatar 2022? It is 2,548 goals.
Very good.
And hey, Lanks, we've been told that one team tonight got only 2 out on that tiebreaker.
Oh, fair play.
And another was just 4 out. So considering that was, a fair guess, that's very good indeed.
Very good.
Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been excellent having you, whether you're in a big room right now competing against other teams there, or just in your living room, or on your own, or on a Zoom call. It's been great to have you. Thank you for sticking with us. And we've had about 104 teams tonight, close to 500 players.
Yeah, great.
Really exciting. Great to have you. And we need to announce the winners now, Lanks.
Yeah, look, the leaderboard is ready. Straight after we finish.
Yeah,
you'll find the leaderboard. And so get on that, have a look, see where you
Came in the
rocked up. Yeah,
104,
you've
yeah.
always got to do that. We'll share a link in a moment on that one. But let's, should we go to the winners?
Yeah. Remember, should we just get the trophy out? Just
Oh,
to
yeah,
sort
of
of, you
course,
know,
for sure.
bit
Let's
of
just-
atmosphere.
Yes, it's heavy, actually.
The Jules Rimet
I'll just
trophy.
pop it there, shall I?
Right around
just
the
there,
thing.
just for now. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, we're doing third place. Should we do third place first?
Yeah.
Come on, then. Let's get them up. 36 points out of 40, plus the tie break. So out of 40, the
This is
Stiflers.
very high scoring. Well done, Stiflers.
Well done, Stiflers. Very good.
You'll
Very
be
good.
thrilled right now. Remember, that's against 104 teams. So great stuff. And in second place, Kabaddi's coming home.
36 points as well. So obviously they got second because they were closer to the bonus, the tiebreaker.
Yeah. That's exactly why we need the tiebreaker.
Exactly. And so in first place, I wonder if they've got 36 points as well and they're closer to the tiebreaker.
Let's see. Our winners of the big World Cup quiz 22 going home with the prize tonight. It is Bicester Men's Ones.
Wow, 37 points. Bicester Men's Ones. That could be football, it could be rugby, it could be hockey. We don't even know who they are. Just Bicester Men's Ones.
Well done to you. I mean, we're sitting in Bicester right now, but we don't know who that is actually. So that's exciting.
Very good. Very good. And of course,
congratulations.
if you see at the bottom of your screen, you'll see where you can head to get the results afterwards. christiansinsport.org.uk/leaderboard. Check it out. Laura, have you had a good evening?
I've had a great evening.
It's been a good time together. Not just the quiz. Remember, we looked at the interview and we had the talk as well. And look, maybe there's one or two things from the interview and the talk. You just thought, it really might be worth this Christmas, especially looking into more of the claims of Christianity, more of the truth of what a Christian would say is true, the truth of Jesus, and that he came to save us. So please, there we see on the screen, go to that web link, christiansinsport.org.uk/more. You'll be able to watch the video again, the talk again. So check that out again. And there's one or two other things that you can use as follow-up. So please go to that and check that out. Laura, I think that's it.
Yeah. Keep safe if you're on the roads home, and thanks
for sure. It's slippy out there. Yeah, thank you so much. And I think we can say it a few days out. Won't you have a very happy Christmas?
Happy Christmas.
Take care. Bye-bye.